oil isolate. And so that means everything is stripped away but the CBD. And so that's what that means. It's just the CBD. And so some of our formulations, like our gummies, those are isolate only. Okay. And then we have, like, I'm going to make a reference here. And then we have our full spectrum, which is 1,500 milligrams. And then we have our broad spectrum, which is 3,500 milligrams CBD oil, okay, which based with the carrier oil, hemp seed oil. And I'm going to explain that to you. Why are they saying it has a carrier oil? And what's the benefit of a carrier oil? And why is there a carrier oil? Well, you need a carrier oil. A carrier oil, sometimes referred to as a base oil, is a plant-derived fatty oil, which is a good fat that's used to carry essential oils or CBD oils. And so carrier oils are used with essential oils to make them less irritating to the skin, digestive tract, or, to your body. The most popular are MCT oil and hemp seed oil. We use hemp seed oil. And so let's talk about essential oils. Essential oils come from various species of flowers, grasses, fruits, leaves, and trees. They are also found in the secretory system of plants. In other words, the bark, the seeds, the leaves, the petals, the stems, and the roots. On average, essential oils are 80 times more potent than dry forms of herbs. So, like, say, for instance, with me, when I get up in the morning and, I have an overactive thyroid, but, it's not as active. Trust me, I'm doing really good now. And so what I did is when I went to my doctor and I got my lab test back, he said, "You are doing really, really well. What are you doing?" And I told him, I said, "Well, I'm taking flaxseed oil every day and I'm taking fish oil." But I was taking it in the oil form. I wasn't taking it in the pill form because I knew in order for me to get well that I was suffering from deficiency somewhere. And I was experiencing inflammation in my body, which was attacking my thyroid. So what I did is I started out with essential oils. I started out with flavonoids, and those flavonoids came from tea, which is a whole nother episode. And I got into the epigenetics side of things, which is another episode. And then I started to become well. I went from being in ICU to coming to this. And that led us to get into CBD, plant-based. And it was a progression. It came from me being deathly ill and being in ICU. It was a natural progression. It wasn't like I just jumped into something. No, I found something that I wanted to share with the world. And I had to beg my husband, "Come on, please, can we do it?" And he said, "Okay, we're gonna get into it, but we're gonna really study it." And we did, and that's why we're trying to bring you the efficacy and the information, because it's been a minute, and I'm just happy to share it, and just thank God that He still let me live to be here today, to just thank Him for it, and so many different ways of learning about plant-based wellness. So secondly, let's talk about my transition about omega-3 fats, okay? So I knew from reading and understanding that I needed to have some essential oils that my body could not produce. Some your body can and some your body cannot. And so there are 3 different kinds. There's EPA, ALA, and DHA. They also bind to receptors in the cells that regulate genetic function. Likely due to these effects, omega-3 fats have been shown to help prevent heart disease. Isn't that something? Did you hear that? They've been shown to help prevent heart disease. That's a big one right there, if you just think about what I'm saying. And then the big one, stroke. And they may also help control lupus, eczema, rheumatoid arthritis, and may play protective roles in cancer and other conditions. I want to go back to that. Omega-3 fats have been shown to help prevent heart disease. Let's process that slow. Stroke. Let's process some more. Control lupus, eczema, rheumatoid arthritis, and play a protective role in cancer and other conditions. I did not write that. I got that actually from a clinical peer-reviewed journal, I got that from, because it's true. And we all know that. We just don't really pay attention to when we say, filled and enriched with omega-3s. We hear it on TV all the time. We hear it on commercials all the time, but we don't process it. We just say, okay, it's got omega-3. Okay, well, this is what it is. So what are omega-3 fatty acids and what do they do? Omega-3 fatty acids are found in foods such as fish, flaxseed oil, and dietary supplements such as fish oil. The three main omega-3 fatty acids are the ALA, the EPA, and the DHA. ALA is found mainly in plant oils such as flaxseed, soybeans, and canola oils. DHA and EPA are found in fish and other seafoods. ALA is an essential fatty acid, meaning that your body can't make it. So let's stop for a minute. Let's back up. Remember when we taught on micronutrients and macronutrients? That's part of this right now, macro and micro. Okay, so we could relate let me see, how do we want to do it? We could relate the ALA to micronutrients. So those are nutrients or supplements that your body cannot make. We trained on that. I gave you some of this information a couple of podcasts ago. Okay, and we talked about that. And then we talked about macronutrients that you can get from food, but you can consume it in larger quantities. And this one we were talking about being healthy, eating healthy, and how to eat healthy. Okay? So I want you to, if you missed that episode, go back a couple of episodes and listen, and then come back to this episode, because I want you to be on your journey in natural wellness. I want you to understand, if you think this is something, get in front of me in a room or get in front of me in a training program, and we really get in and go dig deep and dive in. But I want to know that I really was able to share some pertinent information that we know that is true based on peer-reviewed journals and studies. That's the most important thing, what it's based on. And therefore, we go on, therefore getting EPA and DHA from foods and dietary supplements, if you take them, your body can convert some ALA into EPA and then DHA, but only in very small amounts. So you remember that the ALA comes from micronutrients that your body cannot produce. But the EPA and the DHA you can get from foods such as fish and things of that nature. So we're going to talk about those also. Okay? And so omega-3s are important components of the membranes that surround each cell in your body. Listen to that. Omega-3s are important components of membranes that surround every and each cell in your body. So imagine if your cells are sick, then you're sick. If your cells are healthy, then you're healthy. DHA's levels are especially high in retina, eye, brain, and sperm cells. Omega-3s also provide calories to give your body energy and have many functions in your heart, blood vessels, lung, immune system, endocrine system, the network of hormone-producing glands. And so that's the reason, because, my thyroid is a gland. Your thyroid is a gland. So that's the reason why I was, going to the store and getting these things, because I was trying to get healthy. I was reading everything I could under the sun. You go in ICU and have everything poking out of you, this needle, that needle, this one and that one. And you think you're going in the hospital just for some medicine so you can feel better. And they tell, oh, no, you're going to ICU right now, today. You're not going home. You're going to do everything you can to get well, especially if you got a couple of choices that they say you can't come back from this. And this is the only thing that you're going to be able to do to sustain living. Either you got to get radiation treatment or you have to have surgery. And to be told that and then to come back from it without having either one of them, you have to drop on your knees and thank God. But the information, thank God the information was there, that I could get a hold to it so I could help myself and then start to share with people that, I was just working with omegas, and then I was just working, in that area. And I was also working with flavonoids that help with immune health. And so I was working in those areas. And this was with natural plant-based stuff. I hadn't even gotten to CBD at that time. I was just working in those areas of something that we know is on TV all the time. They talk about, but we hear it, we see it, but do we really get into it? So hopefully with this episode, next time you start seeing stuff like that, the light will come on. You'll want to pick up something and read it. You want to research something. You want to find out how to protect your body, how to take care of your immune health, especially in the climate that we're living in today, we want our immune health to be strong as that it can be in case something does happen to us, because we're living in a society that we only thought we would see on TV. Remember outbreak and all that stuff? Well, now viruses are just detrimental now. So we got to just strengthen our immune health. You got to wake up. Stop thinking it can't be you, because it could be you, your family, your loved ones. It could be any of us, me, you, them, they, hey. It could be anybody, okay? But let's get into it. So I hope I stressed that enough. I just stressed myself out talking about it. But I'm back. So I'm back in the seat now. I just had to give myself a reality check, because I really want to drill down on that with you, of how important it is for you to keep your immune check at the top of your mind right now. Keep your immune health at the very top of your mind, for you, your family, your loved ones, your friends, everybody. You know, check in on that. It's important at this stage in the game with what we're doing in this climate that we're living in. And I don't mean the temperature. I mean what's happening to our world globally, okay? So with that being said, so now that I explained to you, so let's find out what foods provide omegas-3 now that we explained a little bit about omegas. So let's talk about the kind that you can get from food. Okay, so you can get it from, you can get some omegas from fish, especially cold water fatty fish such as salmon, mackerels, tuna, herring, and sardines. I make sure to incorporate salmon, fresh salmon, that I can cook myself in the oven. And now that it's been summer and going to fall, we're on the grill every week with salmon. Every week I'm trying to get those nutrients. Nuts. Another way is nuts and seeds such as flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts. Those are macronutrients. Plant oils such as flaxseed oil, soybean oil, and canola oil. Fortified foods such as certain brands of eggs, yogurt, juice, milk, soy beverages, and infant formulas. Okay, so let's kind of go back to how we got on omegas. Omegas are also found in essential oils. In essential oils, you will have omegas in some of them, such as hemp seed oil and such as MCT oil. Okay, MTC oil. You'll have that in there too as well. So that's the reason why a lot of companies formulate with those two different kind of either or. They'll formulate with those and then add CBD into it. Okay, so let's go back now. Now back to carrier oils for CBD products. First, is important to note, so we discovered essential oils are in carrier oils. So that's the reason why we brought up the omegas, because we need for you to understand that. And first, it's important to note there's a lot of confusion around the name of these products. Hemp oil is another way that people can refer to CBD oil. However, some people also refer to hemp seed oil as hemp oil. Hemp seed oil and CBD oil are very different products. They're two different things. And I'm going to explain to you how you understand what's what. CBD oil uses the stalks, the leaves, the flowers of the hemp plant in its production. These contain a higher concentration of CBD, which is a compound with numerous potential health benefits. Meanwhile, the carrier oil, hemp seed oil, comes from the seeds of the cannabis sativa plant. So remember, CBD is in the stalks, the leaves, the flowers, and the hemp plant. And then we go all the way back down to the bottom to get of the cannabis sativa plant to get the hemp seed oil. And this is where we go to get the hemp seed, okay? To get the carrier oil is from the seeds. The seeds do not contain CBD, but they still have a rich profile of nutrient, fatty acids, and useful bioactive compounds that also have health benefits. That's a lot, but you also need to understand that this is very important, that you understand this, because hemp seed oils derives from the seed of the cannabis sativa plant. It contains omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids, okay? The gamma-linolenic acid and other nutritional antioxidants is also high in vitamin B and D. So now you're understanding why we're talking about essential oils, because hemp seed oil is an essential oil because it has omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids in them, which is the carrier oil that CBD is blended into. Now it's all making sense. The light comes on. Boy, I have to give myself a round of applause for getting that one out. I did do it. Okay, thank you. Okay, so Our products are blended with hemp seed oil as the carrier oil. Auspicious Wellness products are blended that way, which we'll get into our products later. And so people do not use hemp seed oil for recreational purposes, in other words, to get high. This is because the levels of THC and CBD, which causes a psychoactive effect, are either limited